Hello, Internet. This is your boy Vaughn B and my main man Elton, the Noob Avenger.
Yeah.
On a lovely Sunday and in Los Angeles, and because of some work-related issues, I had a lot of rest today. so, um, typically, like I'm kind of drained on when we do these things. Okay, like I kind of get into it a little bit later, but so how are you, Elton?
I'm doing fine. And today was a beautiful day.
Yeah.
LA County, greatest ever, am I right?
You know what you want to be in life? You want to be one of those lucky few people who get to do something that they really like doing. And then, like, there's this BS with whatever you do. But if you like doing what you're doing, it kind of, you don't take the BS as badly as everything else. But when you don't, oof, it can be hard, it can be rough. All right. So the first thing we are going to talk about is, it was going to be Superman, but I saw this today and decided to, hold on. All right. If I can find this thing, they changed up. All right. Here we go. The layout on the bottom. So they went to icons. So I'm still not used to it.
I
All
saw
right.
that too when I logged in.
Yeah. They're trying to be fancy. All right. So, yeah. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right, Kevin Feige on Marvel Studios' future, focusing on lower budgets. About damn time. Less TV and more Robert Downey Jr. Look at Superman. It's clearly not superhero fatigue. No, it's crappy movie fatigue. But all right. Starts off with Angela. You left here as a test to see who would try to break the lock here. I'm not sure what quote that is from. But Kevin Feige was teasing a small group of journalists, including from Variety, while sitting at one end of the most storied conference rooms in Hollywood, in the heart of Marvel Studios offices on the Disney lot in Burbank. He was there to talk about the past, present, and future of the studio. He's led since Robert Downey Jr. declared himself to be Iron Man in 2008.
The good old
This
days.
Right. This is true to a sense because at that time he was one of many people who was doing Marvel, and slowly over time he got rid of them. And as he got rid of those people, you can see the quality kind of went away. So, all right. And I guess he was Marvel's communications chief, Angela Shaw. So I guess that's the Angela he was referring to. Covered the after brought Feige into the room and gadget opposite wall, covered in the shutter doors are secured with a padlock behind him, and he explained with a smile, "Our plans for the next are the plans for the next 7 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Traditionally, it's a 5-year plan. It goes into 2032 right now. They have a 7-year plan, but they can't make a Blade movie. Explain that to me." It's like Blade is the most simplest thing. It is a badass dude who beats up vampires. Pick a time period. He's not that old, so you can't really go back that far. And you had chosen time period, 1930. You went as far as making the costumes and outfits for the cast, and then you crap that out. Now, I got to watch Sinners yesterday, so I got to see at least the uniform, the outfits were used. Uh,
Oh, that's the same one they were going to use? Or
Yeah, because it was supposed to be like in the 1930s, and he's
oh
going to
right,
be
yeah, yeah.
fighting Klansmen vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because black movie has to have hip hop and racial tension for some reason. Though it's been quite hasn't been quite 7 years since he last did this, it's still rare that Feige gives an interview of this length and candor. But after some ice-breaking small talk, in which the Marvel chief creative officer shared his thoughts on the DC Studios Superman, more on that in a bit. Feige made it clear he's spending Friday before the premiere of the Fantastic Four First Steps, 37 films. That's crazy. 37 film in 54th title overall in the MCU, speaking on the record.
That's a
Which
lot.
means 50 hours of stories between 2007 and 2019. But in 6 years since Avengers Endgame concluded the Infinity Saga, we've had well over 100 hours of stories in half the time. That is insane. He said that's too much. No shit. Not
Really?
right. And not everybody's gonna watch all this stuff. So if you don't watch all this stuff, you have no idea what's going on. It's like, why is this particular person significant? And why is this particular storyline is significant? I don't know because I didn't watch the 57 TV shows you made that a handful of people watch.
Too much content, too much subpar content.
So, he said that the company entered a period of experimentation and evolution. What do you mean? What you mean is we went very woke. Hollywood was at the time, and we made all this stuff, and it didn't make any money. Do you think if it made money that they will be saying that it's experimental? No,
No.
no. We tried some stuff, and got us nowhere. I was always thought if you take success and it doesn't, don't experiment with it, don't risk with risk with it, then it's not worth it. What we also ended up focusing on because Disney Plus was expansion, and it's that expansion I think led people to say it used to be fun, but now I have to know everything about all of these. Should have thought of that when you did all this. And like again, I would say if it worked, I don't think you'd be saying this.
So true.
Yeah. Like he believes that the well-documented problems for Marvel has been facing over the last few years stem from an overabundance of supply, not simply yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. That is my sentiment as well. Again, I will say it a third time. If it worked, he would not be saying this. Right? But it didn't. And the problem is not that you didn't have too much stuff, because all right, if you know a little history, when westerns were popular, there were western every damn thing, western TV shows, western movies, blah 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 blah. Right? Everybody liked the western though, so they just went to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one. That was fine. It would have been fine if all the shows and things were good, but they weren't because you hired a bunch of people based on identity, not talent. So you wind up with a person doing Wanda and the Scarlet Witch who did not know that the kids come, like when people asked her about Mephisto, who you just showed in your last little train wreck that has nothing to do with Mephisto. So she didn't know who Mephisto was, even though the story that she is telling is he is everything about this story. From the reason why she has the kids, what happens afterwards, all of that, it is all about Mephisto. And this lady had zero idea who Mephisto was. So you're taking the story beats. Apparently, she must have got a copy of some comic books or something. So she's taking all the story beats. So when everybody who understands the story is expecting Mephisto to show up, and they're asking, well, who's Mephisto? Is it this guy? Is it that guy? Is it this person? Is it her? Is it this? Blah, 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 blah. And when it turns out to be nobody, because the lady you had running everything had no idea who Mephisto was. Yeah, that is the problem. So it is not too much. I mean, you can have a little too much, but it wouldn't have fell off a cliff like this if it wasn't for the fact that you had incompetent people writing stuff. You do a Doctor Strange and you make Doctor Strange about Scarlet Witch instead of Doctor Strange, and then you show everybody the Mr. Fantastic that they want, and then you kill him in the dumbest way possible after we've seen him for like 5 minutes. What does that have to do with supply and demand? Right? Nothing.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah, that is stupid ideas that y'all had when y'all were experimenting. Okay. He said, look at Superman. He said the hit film. Hit in America and not so much outside. which opened at 125 million domestically, has grossed 407 globally to date. It is clearly not superhero fatigue. No, it is bad product fatigue. Liked it a lot. I love jumped into it. You don't know who Mr. Fantastic is. Tough, you'll figure it out. This is a fully fleshed out world, which is one of, and I'll probably do a little review of it. Did you get a chance to see it?
No, I haven't.
All right, so Mr. Terrific is actually pretty good in it, but that is another point. And he explained, he said, but Marvel dramatic increase in volume spread Marvel far too thin for its relatively small team of executives to keep up. For the first time ever, quantity trumped quality. We spent 12 years working on the Infinity Saga, saying that it's never going to happen to us. We always had more characters than we could possibly make because we weren't going to make a movie a month. And suddenly there's a mandate to make more. And we go, well, we do have more. And you also got rid of everyone who helped you build the MCU. I love how he leaves that particular part out. So, yeah. You're basically the lead singer of the band, and you got rid of all the other founding members of the band, and then you can't figure out how come y'all don't sell records no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
That's pretty much what happened. Okay, starting 2023. Okay, only 3 of the 22 films in Infinity Saga grossed less than 500 worldwide since the pandemic. 7 out of 13 have failed to reach that milestone. My viewership for Marvel streaming shows has steadily declined, according to data from Luminate. Also, recently, the Thunderbolts, which earned some of the best reviews Marvel's received in years, only grossed $380 million. All right, so I'm just going to the end. All right, everything. Could see Miss C of television schedule when Marvel greenlights a project. If audience will see Miles Morales, Miss Marvel, or Charlize Theron again. He provided the updated status of Blade with Mahershala Ali and confirmed widespread fan speculation that 2027's Avengers Secret Wars will not only conclude the multiverse saga, provide a reset for the entire MCU, including a new cast for the X-Men films. All right. I'm not sure, like, I don't know how they're going to conclude this, like, to be honest, because the multiverse stuff you sprinkled into the other ones, but you did it based on the fact that it was Kang. So you explain who Kang was, you built him up, even though you did it poorly, you still built it up who he was. And you're going to lead into a whole fight between the Avengers and whoever the Avengers turn out to be and him. Then what happened with him happened. You decided to get rid of Kang, and then you're going into Doom. And while that is a part of the multiverse saga, there is so much stuff that you need to explain. I have no idea how you're going to do that in 2 movies.
Hopefully with luck.
Bro, it's luck ain't got nothing to do with it. You actually have to, like, you can redo everything with Secret Wars because that's essentially what happened in that comic book. But then you gotta tell who the Molecule Man is. Then you gotta explain who Doctor Doom is, and you're trying to figure out who Doctor Doom is without introducing the Fantastic Four in an entirely different universe with no Doctor Doom. So their main dude is going to be introduced over here, but you're doing the Fantastic Four over there. And then there's an article that about that we'll touch on. But it's like, I don't know how they're gonna do this, to be perfectly honest. I'm curious to see what they do, but given their track record,
Don't have a lot of faith.
Not really, dude. All right. So there'd be a lot less television. Yeah. Exciting Marvel TV shows in the 2010s, like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Netflix, which you guys had nothing to do with. The only thing that y'all had to do with it was the name on the bottom of the thing. It had completely different showrunners y'all had no control over, and a bunch of other stuff, and they were kind of tied. Like that and Shield was kind of tied to the MCU, but there was because they were street level heroes, and the people that were fighting were street level. They didn't play an effect on the overall Avengers story. So you can watch the movies and like not watch these television shows, and nothing would be like lost because while in Jessica Jones and Daredevil and Iron Fist and like that, they did mention the event that happened in New York. So it played in like the movies would play effect on the TV shows. The TV shows did not play an effect on the movies, which they probably should have stayed there. All right, so which was supported by a separate non-defunct division of Marvel Entertainment. They had a tenuous connection to the MCU at all. Yeah, like I just explained. I think allowing a TV show to be a TV show is what we're returning to. They shouldn't, like I said, they should have never stopped. Active the events at the end of Thunderbolts, where most of the population of Manhattan was enveloped in an inky black shroud of depressive nothingness, would affect season 2 of the NYC-based Disney Plus series. He said no. It didn't even affect the press who were covering the event, who were stuck in the inky blackness of depression, because they didn't even ask about it. So like at the end of Thunderbolts, when she introduced them as the new Avengers, the press didn't even ask like, what the hell was this? What just happened? It's like they didn't care. So all right, okay, this is fluff. And they're gonna reduce. I don't like when things sit on shelves, it's things to delay, especially affected Wonder Man, which follows an aspiring actor, Abdul Mateen, with hidden superpowers as he tries to land a role in the TV series playing a superhero. Okay, that is not the history of Wonder Man, but okay. So I guess this, like, given the fact that he's black and not white, so this is a different thing. Fine. Are you interested in watching that?
I don't know.
Because I think they're supposed to come out later this year. I think diversity still matters, but don't expect to see Miles Morales, probably because Sony won't let them use him. If it's my guess. Since the man said, all right, so it's all the LGBT people of color, all this nonsense. Press this question. He's unconcerned. Marvel represents the world outside your window. I've always said it. Before DEI and woke became a thing, and after DEI and woke became a thing, are we after? I don't think so. He singled out Miss Marvel and the Marvel star Iman. Well, okay. It's one of the greatest bits of casting we've ever done. I can't wait to see her somewhere. No one watched her television show, so nobody would know who you are talking about. So if you stuck her, nobody watched this. Nobody watched what? No, nobody watched this. Nobody will know who she is. Because nobody watched the Eternal, so nobody's gonna know who he is. I don't know who the hell he is.
I know. I was about to say, who's that guy in the bottom right?
Right. So he's Joe Locke, whatever. And Agatha's All Alone. Did not watch a single second of that television show. So
that's probably why.
I'm assuming that he's gay. Because no, they had a gay character in it, a prominent gay character in it. Why that's an important thing, I don't know. Like, if you're gay, good for you. That should have no effect on whether or not your character is good or bad or whatever, because that don't affect that. It is your personality, how you see the world, and how you act. That is the most important thing. Sexuality, color, none of that stuff is important. Because that's the assumption that everyone who has your particular thing think and talks the same way, and we know they do not. All right, so whatever such thing left, and Marvel's whatever Khan appeared to recruit Haley Steinfeld's Haley Steinfeld. Yeah, just saw her in Sinners.
Yeah,
Bishop the people. Yeah. Well, Feige danced around a question about whether Young Avengers as a film, TV series, or special is on the horizon, because nobody will watch it. They won't know who these people are. They don't like the regular Hawkeye, and you guys apparently pushed him on the shelf by trying to lowball him. You're not gonna come just like in the comic books, they didn't really care about the replacements. They're not gonna care about the replacements now. He was more definitive about the potential of another highly anticipated Marvel character, Spider-Man's Miles Morales, showing up in the MCU in the near future. That is nowhere, he said, until Sony Pictures, which holds the film right to the character, completes its animated Miles trilogy in 2027 Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. We have been told to stay away. As I said previous, Sony said no. Y'all putting out a bunch of crap. We putting out enough bunch of crap. We have a character that people seem to be looking forward to. We are not going to let you ruin him, and which they have been doing in the comic books for a while now. Like them calling him Spider-Man when he's not Spider-Man. Spider-Man is Peter Parker. They should have just made him his sidekick, like Robin to Batman, like Batman's Robin. Then you could have created genuine people for him, like they did with Nightwing in the comics. Has his own. They slowly gave him his own rogues gallery. You could have did that with Miles Morales and made him his own character, because people refers to him as Miles Morales, not Spider-Man. And it used to be a thing if you went on to X and said that Peter Parker is Spider-Man and Miles Morales is Miles Morales. It would start a flame war that you would have never thought of, people yelling and screaming at you about how that's not true. Because we live in a weird world where people get that upset about fictional characters. All right, the Marvel method is here to stay. Just won't be as expensive. These greenlight projects that have a complete script. It is a pointed difference between Marvel Studios, which sometimes announce projects with release dates before the writer has been hired, let alone before a script has been completed. Famously rework movies throughout the filmmaking process. The Fantastic Four star Eben Moss Bachrach told Variety he didn't think the script was fully ready when the cast began 3 weeks of rehearsal before filming. So we are sort of workshopping the movie in a way. Feige, okay. I'm kind of skipping over stuff because it's just a little dry. Don't look for the Avengers to set up shop in London anytime soon. The super teams next to Adventures, Doomsday, and Secret Wars are produced in London's Pinewood Studios. Yeah, until those tax credits that Newsom was proposing, I kick in. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Latest in the long on big budget films, The Camp from UK. The movie has left many in the industry raising an alarm about runaway production, a message that President Trump briefly embraced when he floated the idea of imposing tariffs on foreign-made blockbusters. There was a time, which is not right now, but there's a time when we made a deal 5 or 6 years ago where everybody was fighting for stage space and in the great expanse, and not just us, but everybody. He was referring to the explosive production that accompanied streaming revolution. We had the opportunity to lock up Pinewood, which is why many of our movies will be there for the foreseeable future. They ask about Charlize Theron and the Internals. Nobody cares about that. Kang's future. So I don't know. So what do you think?
I don't know. I lacking some faith in them to like turn it around. Yeah. I mean, with the way things are going, I do like the fact that they're acknowledging, like, it's too much content, and it's content that people don't really care about. So at least they're kind of like, looking at the mirror.
Well, I've been saying this for a while though, for the last few years. At some point, they need to these are corporations. They need to make money. Simple as that. Is you keep spending 300, 200, whatever $1 million on stuff, and you're not making your money back, or you're making a little bit of money, and it's damaging your brand. At some point, you need to sit back and be like, all right, okay. Maybe we need to go down a different path. I've seen various things that leads me to believe that is true in some places in Hollywood. They're going to redo Basic Instinct, and in the treatment talking about Basic Instinct, They said that it's not woke in the actual write up. So like, it's not woke. It's gonna be just like how the first one was, with all of whatever thing into it. So at least some of the people are realizing that people are tired of this, and it's not just the people that they were pretending that it was all along. The last 5 years, they're pretending that it was the conservatives or it's this, that, and whatever. It's like, no, it's probably started with them, but then it branched into the independents and basically everybody else who just wants to go see a movie. Like, yesterday was movie day, and so we were sitting around watching movies. So one of the ones we watched was the Chris Pine's Jack Ryan movie. Right, it was him and uh, the chick from Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was just a spy movie. The bad guys were the Russians, and that
Oh,
was it.
Keira Knightley, I think.
Right? Yes.
Mhm.
And Kevin Costner was the his handler, I guess. And it was no preachy, no nothing. Chris Pine's character was a very capable guy, just kind of like the Jack Ryan character is kind of just a little over his head when it comes to the spy stuff because he's an analyst. But that was just what the entire movie was. No, it wasn't the greatest movie, but after seeing so much of this nonsense they've been doing for the last like 5-6 years, it was quite refreshing. So like, all right. When we watch Sinners, same deal. It's like you're gonna get some of the race stuff because again, it's 1930, and you really can't get around that. But that was not the focus of the movie. It was more of the setting in the background of where they were at kind of thing,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? So it was refreshing. It was so refreshing. It actually made me appreciate Superman more than it did when I saw it. No, I'm serious. Because like when I saw Superman, I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm so tired of James Gunn comedy. His jokes, how he never lets anything sit, and it's like, but when you sit back and you look at it afterwards, yeah, there was a lot of plot holes, but shit, most of these movies have a lot of plot holes in them. It's like, and the plot holes usually comes from we need to get to this point, but we can't quite figure out how to do that. So some MacGuffin type thing happens. Right. And the thing about like the Chris Pine movie, yeah, it's like he got up into the building to do his spy stuff, and it just made everybody was just an idiot. Seriously, that's the only way he got in. Because this dude, security guard, is looking like they got the security thing where it reads your face and it tells you that you're not this other person, whatever. Now, this dude, like who's the security guard who is on their payroll, is not like he's sitting in a spot where he's all by himself. He's not. They got people walking around. So when it changes over from like green to red, somebody would have noticed that. But it's just like, okay, nobody noticed it. Yeah, all right. He just the plot just needs to happen. So in hindsight, I can look at Superman and go, all right, there's a lot of stuff in here where the plot just needs to happen. Appreciate the stuff that you do like because Corn Sweat is very good. Like the Superman that he plays is a good Superman. He's in year 3, and so he's not. He kind of knows what he's doing, but he kind of doesn't, kind of thing. And if you look at it from that point of view, the kind of how he's treated by Guy Gardner and the other two, like Miss Terrific and Hot Girl, uh, you can kind of see it because he's still relatively new. He's been around for 3 years. So like, so if I've been doing this longer than you, I'm kind of like, all right, you're super powerful, whatever, but you don't really know what you're doing. Hence to him interfering in a war when he shouldn't have. Even it's like I get why you wanted to do it, but there's so much stuff that can happen when by you doing this. That's why you probably shouldn't, kind of thing. So he's still kind of doing stuff like I'm doing it because it's right. Dude, he even saves a squirrel. in this movie.
Wow.
Right. So it's like, all right, I can ignore the James Gunn stuff. So maybe if I check it out, like if I check it out again when it comes to digital, maybe I'll like it a little bit more. And kind of look at it like I was like, all right, okay. It is what it is. It's a lot of the kind of the humor that James Gunn likes, where it's the off-center group of misfits kind of thing, and Superman.
Oh, okay. I get it.
So
Yeah, I've seen his movies, and he does have like that same type of humor.
right,
Yeah.
so kind of like I was kind of annoyed by that, and but there are two other articles that if I could find this, all right, talk about the Supergirl one and the guy who plays Mister Terrific. Is all right. Yeah. Do you remember the X-Men First Class?
Yes.
The guy who played Darwin, who died.
Oh,
Who
kind of.
right. So Darwin shouldn't have died because his powers is basically his body adapts to anything that's trying to kill him. So if the oxygen is sucked out of a room, his body will adapt to be able to get sustenance off of whatever's available. Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. So him dying was like, okay. And it's kind of like the bad thing in an overall good movie.
I
But
really liked First Class.
yeah, so yeah, so like I said, overall it was kind of a it wasn't bad. So it's like, all right, I can overlook that. I can overlook the fact that Scott Summers' brother is technically older than him by a lot, but yeah. So it's just like that kind of thing. It's more like if you're a comic book guy, then it's like, all right. So Mr. Terrific, best part of the movie. He like his character is actually pretty good. Eddie got I'm not even trying to say that. So the show is Mr. Terrific and Superman, and it won't be the last time we see him in the DCU. If it all goes according to plan, Gothegi confirms he has a deal in place for multiple appearances that, moreover, would mean big things for the brainy hero. How much do you know about Mr. Terrific?
0.
Okay, Mr. Terrific is, and this is an issue that I have in the movie because who the Justice Gang works for, and it's the Justice League basically has all their stuff because Batman exists, and Batman is a multi-billionaire, right?
Oh, okay.
Right. So because they have not introduced Batman yet, then they put in place somebody else who's if you understand the comic book is like the comic book DCU. Yeah, it's a little sketchy, but that's the whole thing. But the issue is that he's also a billionaire and he's the third smartest person on earth.
No.
Yeah. So he's a multi-billionaire. He's an Olympic level athlete. He's multiple black belts. He's 14 PhDs and everything from psychology to like physics and all kind of stuff. So he's like, yeah. And his story starts is he was a really smart guy. His wife and kid was killed in a car accident. He couldn't take it anymore. So he was going to Minecraft himself. And and the Spectre came down and told him that he should use his talents for good. And he's like the leader of the Justice Society. And think of in terms of like Batman, right? Same kind of thing. He's like Batman, but he uses technology. His technology is a little different. Batman, like technology comes from a bunch of different sources. His comes from the stuff that he makes. So these are his T-spheres, and they do a whole bunch of stuff. And so I said, I know there's a multi-project deal, but the specifics are unknown to me. Probably has something to do with how, like the movies or whatever. Adding that the caveat and director James Gunn meticulous patience. What James is driving home was an idea that they're never going to rush into production with scripts that aren't ready. So even whatever they do have planned for my character is irrelevant until the draft comes in and it's shootable. But so I don't count my chickens before they hatch. I want to be involved in this universe in a major way. and whether or not that comes to fruition is just a matter of time and faith and other people's hard work. A solo series possible HBO Max and television could be a potential, though has yet to be confirmed fully. And a piece about Superman that a series starring material is being considered doesn't mean anything is really in development, despite the information coming from the mainstream source. However, Gunn's tendency to spin off popular film character in the TV series he did with Peacemaker and Aladdin, returning Guy Gardner into the fray, further adventures of Mr. Terrific are not out of the question. Yes, because very popular. Like, no matter what review people give, one of the things they say a lot is he was really good character. So
in the
conversation,
movie.
yeah. Okay. So there are conversations that happen and assured essentially that storytelling in order to motivate the mutants to I guess this has to do with the X-Men. All right, so that's it for that. Yeah, so I hope so, because it was a really good character. But the other bit of news from that is, let's see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Make all the little icons really small. So I'm trying to, and I have a tendency that when I'm looking for that stuff, I tend to like suck my lips back so my teeth stick out. It's very unbecoming. All right, so the first Supergirl poster is revealed by James Gunn, and she appears at the end of the movie. I'm not gonna tell you how that is. You could probably look it up on YouTube or whatever. But first official poster teasing Molly Alcox, and this is the chick from Game of Thrones, the little girl from the beginning.
Oh,
yeah. So that's who this is. They don't really show her face, but yeah, that's all right. So they shows Melina Cashland in front of a graffiti tag Superman crest with the words "Look out" spray painted in red. She's sipping a blue drink, rocking a red and blue suit under a brown trench coat, and the poster matches the tone teasing Superman with Alec Cox. Superhero Girl shows up in a surprising end cameo and calls Superman a bitch before taking crypto and heading off. She appears drunk and it's explained that she gets intoxicated by visiting red sun planets. The moment drew mixed reaction from fans. So there she is. And basically, this is going to be based on this comic book. And what happens in the comic book is she loses a bunch of stuff. So she watches, so she's old. She's technically older than Kal-El. All right. So he was a baby when she was, I guess, a teen or preteen or something like that. And so her parents lived in another place, and they were launched into space. So they watched Krypton blow up, and then something like the radiation poisoning kills her mother, and then eventually killed everybody in Argon, like the city that she's from that was floating in space. And then she eventually made her way to Earth. Yeah, so based on a brief role in Superman, Supergirl leaned more on a rebellious, unfiltered version of the character. The tone is suspected to be different from Kal-El's grounded, hopeful story. The poster alone suggests that the Supergirl doesn't care about tradition. She's doing things her own way. We see the difference between Superman, who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, from the time he was an infant, versus Supergirl, who was raised on a rock, a chip off of Krypton, and watch everyone around her die and be killed in terrible ways for the first 14 years of her life, and then came to Earth when she was a young girl. And she's much more hardcore. She's not exactly the Supergirl we're used to seeing.
I guess I'd be pretty pissed too if that happened to me.
Right. She's dealing with a lot of stuff. So imagine giving a rebellious teenager Superman's powers.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right. So Jason Momoa is going to be playing Lobo in this. And like Lobo is a bounty hunter. You know anything about Lobo? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you know anything about Lobo?
No, I don't.
All right. So he's a bounty hunter dude who's basically immortal, and the only person that can kill him is another member of his species. So he killed every member of his species. So he basically has Wolverine's healing factor on steroids. So if you kill him, cut his head off, you do all kinds of stuff, and if any part of him is left, he will grow back into him.
Oh.
So Superman could beat the hell out of him on a consistent basis, and he will never like go away. So, but he's a bounty hunter. So his character is the one that most people thought that Jason Momoa was going to play, because he basically is Jason Momoa. Yeah, he's like dude, like he's a biker dude. So everything's dude. So yeah, so it should be interesting to see him play that character.
That's true. Huh?
Yeah, so basically playing himself. So it should be interesting. I don't know, but all right. Do you want to think of Wonder Woman, or do you want to check out what am I looking for? Yeah, we're gonna look at this and get your opinion on this particular thing. I'm of a mind on this. All right. Taika Waititi to direct Judge Dredd movie, script by Drew Pierce. Bet you didn't have this on your bingo card. THR is reporting that one of summer's hot packages as Taika Waititi directing a new Judge Dredd movie with Fall Guy and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation scribe Drew Pierce writing the script. So let's just say the pair, longtime friends and fellow Dredd heads, have been looking for a project to collaborate on for years. Now that they find one in the dystopian world of Mega City 1. The new take is said to draw more directly from the source material than either of the previous adaptations. More brutal satire, world-building black humor. YTT is certainly a choice to direct this. Paul Verhoeven would have been the absolute perfect director for the source material at hand. The 1995 Sylvester Stallone version was widely panned. The 2012 Dredd with Carl Urban in the role with a screenplay and ghost direction by Alex Garland failed to ignite the box office, but eventually gained cult status. Yeah, I love that, because unlike the Sylvester Stallone one, he never took his helmet off. Because in the comic, Judge Dredd never takes his helmet off, so you don't really know what his face looks like all the way. Okay, this new version is reportedly designed as a franchise starter with potential launch for a full-blown Dredd verse of films and shows. The story details have been revealed, but the version said to aim for a sci-fi blockbuster tone that still hits on the deeper culture and political themes. There's no studio officially attached yet, but THR sources are saying a handful of them are highly interested in currently bidding, and according to YTT and Pierce's IP. In the meantime, okay, yeah, don't care about that. So, did you ever watch any of those?
I think I watched the one with Sylvester Stallone.
So you didn't watch the one with Carl Urban? Dude, you gotta watch that. No, you have to watch that. I'm telling you, you need to watch that. It is very good. It's very violent. It is very true to the character.
Like that one was released before or after
2012.
Oh, 2012. No, I haven't. I think I watched the older one.
Yeah, no, I'm telling
you, from the
90s,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you should watch it. It is nothing. The one that Sylvester Stallone. It was a Sylvester. It was a Sylvester Stallone movie that just happened to be called Judge Dredd. It had a lot of the elements of Judge Dredd, but yeah, like I said, he never takes his helmet off, and Carl Urban never takes his helmet off.
Oh.
The entire movie.
Oh, that movie was not that old, right? The newer one.
2012? No.
Oh, 2012. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing like commercials for it now that you mention it.
Yeah, people, the fans of it have been asking for a sequel to it for 13 years. Is this one of those?
I was going to say, I think for like that old one, I watched it like randomly because they randomly show it on HBO or like one of those premium movie channels that I have. So
yeah, it should randomly. It should be on. I think it should be on Max because I think it's a WB. It might be. So it should be there. If you got a day when you're not really doing much and you're chilling, it's very good.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Are you? Okay, here we go. trying to get through the stuff that I have listed. One of which is the new Tron trailer. All right, you want to check it out? Did you check out the last see if it the link is not working, so let me do this. Okay, here we go. All right. So, what did you think of the previous one?
I liked it. It was Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it.
All right. So here we go.
Since time began, man has gazed at the stars and he has wondered, am I alone? So much talk of AI and big tech today. Virtual worlds, what are they going to look like? When will we get there? Well, folks, we're not going there. They are coming here. I would like to meet Ares, the ultimate soldier. He's biblically strong, lightning fast, supreme.
That's probably not a good idea. You think? Making a super soldier that you know very little about.
And if he is struck down on the battlefield, I will simply make you another.
You think you're in control of this? You're not. What are you?
I'm looking for something. Something I do not understand. Hang on!
A malfunctioning program who wants to live. Why is that?
It's just a feeling.
Fascinating.
Wow, 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
Jeff
look.
Bridges, he's back.
Well, you kind of have to like have at least him like a little bit, because otherwise, I don't know how you tie this in to anything else. Okay, so it looks visually, it looks cool. I mean, it looks like the other one, like the Legacy. I'm curious as to what this has to do with that, because they're in the regular world, and for whatever reason, military always create these creatures that at some point they will not be able to control. Like, yeah, let's make the Hulk and see what happens.
That seems like a good idea.
Oh yeah. A super soldier who's stronger than normal humans, who doesn't actually die. We can just make another one. So, yeah.
Was
But
Tron in that trailer?
no.
No, huh?
No, because I'm trying to remember, like in the Legacy, he
Oh, like not died, but he.
yeah, he was like I don't know, clone. I don't know what the hell he was, and it was the CGI version of Bruce Boxleitner, older. Yeah, I gotta watch that movie again because I don't even remember how it ended.
Right,
I know
right.
it was,
Me
I liked
too.
I like the music. and the visuals was cool. I don't remember how it ended, but like Jeff Bridges is still alive in Tron World, which is based off of 1980s video games. So, yeah. Kind of reminds me of like Wreck-It Ralph.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like an existing world based off of something that was created that people think it's not real. It's just you're getting an insight to this universe. I think I might have told you there's a book that was written like in the 40s or something like that. Is like it's old enough where they still refer to black people as Negroes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right,
it
so
was like a different world. Yeah.
dude, that's what everybody like. Black people call each other Negro. So it's not like it's a. I'm not one of these people who don't know how to see things for what they were in the past, and like to be offended by stuff that was in the past. It's like so I can read Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer and not be offended. I'm like, dude, this was written a long time ago, and this is how they talked. Everybody.
So what do you expect? Yeah.
Right. So like I'm offended because they don't speak in the manner into which I am accustomed to. I'm like, why would they?
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. But
Like
the
old English.
pretty much. So the way this book worked is that writers, it's like they have their brain is tuned to a different universe kind of thing. So they're just writing down what they're observing and like they get inspiration. And it's because their brain is slightly attuned to another place. So they see stuff and they don't know why they see it. So they take it as inspiration and they write their own story. But it's basically a memory-ish type thing of another time period. And the protagonist of this story figures out how to shift himself from where like the earth that he's on to one of these stories. So he winds up in like not sure what forest, but like he goes to Norse, like North. So he hangs out with Thor, Loki, and Heimdall, and then he goes to like different things like that. And when you're there, you can speak what everybody's saying because you are totally attuned to the place that you're at. So when he went to another place, he can do magic because magic works there. But like he brought stuff with him, so he brought like a rust-proof knife and a Boy Scout book because so he can have know how to do outdoors type stuff, like make a fire, that kind of thing. But when he looks at the book, he can't read it because he speaks Norse now and he doesn't speak English now, so he doesn't remember how to speak English.
Oh.
Right. So it's just like it's an interesting story. So I'm wondering, kind of, it's like something like that where it's just it's an existing world that's what I don't get about the Tron things. Like, did he create this world or did he just happen to be transformed to this world? And if it's that same kind of thing where he just got a insight of that place and he just created his game based off of what he remembered from that place, kind of thing. So and that's what makes me curious is like, how does this story tie into the previous ones if at least Tron was in the second one? So I don't know.
He'll probably make like a surprise appearance at the end or something.
Another Bruce Boxleitner. All right, so they got before we go, we got like two stories to talk about quickly. One of which is they're fast tracking Wonder Woman. So I don't think they had plans for Wonder Woman, but for some reason they've decided to do it. I don't know which version of Wonder Woman that they're going to do. And the report offers a new Wonder Woman movie is being fast tracked by James Gunn. But comes via Variety and it follows recent comments by Gunn and Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav about how important Wonder Woman is to the DCU. and Variety doesn't go into much detail. James Gunn has confirmed that Wonder Woman is being worked on and that the project will only get greenlit if the script is good enough. And congratulations on Superman for his box office opening. Considering how everything else was failing, even a mediocre like a good domestic, not so good international, that still is in the positive. Gunn has a bold 10-year plan, adding DC vision is clear and the momentum is real, and I couldn't be more excited for what's ahead. CEO titled Wonder Woman is one of the 4 characters that will be pillars and asset builders in the DCU, which includes Superman, Batman, and Supergirl. I'm not sure why Supergirl would be a pillar, because these are the Trinity. I don't know why but that's the James Gunn thing, I guess. The release date, creative team, or actors have been announced for Wonder Woman. They want Andrea Arjona. I have no idea who that is. Do you know who that is?
No.
All right. See if we can get a picture. Oh.
Adria Arjona.
All right. Can you see it?
Oh, I see it.
Let's see. She was in Andor, Blink Twice, Morbius. So okay, so she's been in some stuff. All right. She doesn't give me Wonder Woman vibes, but she's attractive, so that's a plus.
That's a plus,
bro. Well, look, the new trailer for Mortal Kombat, the women in it are all attractive. They like the game. They basically uglified every last one of these women. Like the main fighting characters, dude, it manly looking, like, yeah, no. So again, you know what I'm saying? Like I was talking about this last week. I have hope because of this type of stuff. I know it's superficial, whatever, but if we're to the point where they want an attractive woman to do this and not who look like she could play this part and is not a woman of color type thing, because I've heard that. Popular fan casting is Andrea Arjona, who recently started Andor. Follow Andrea on Instagram, but everybody came out and said he followed her. That means she's Wonder Woman. She would be a great Wonder Woman, by the way. So that don't mean anything. She was in a movie I made 7 years ago, and we've been friends, and I've known each other since then. I followed her, then I didn't just follow her. Okay. So no more Gal Gadot. Oh,
that's pretty big news.
Well, you know, the last one didn't do too hot. All right, so, and the last thing that we're going to get into is, all right, you know how, all right, I don't know if last week I was talking about this or whatever, they came out with a comic book where a Fantastic Four comic where Sue Storm is the leader of the Fantastic Four. She has not now, nor ever has been the leader of the Fantastic Four. The leader of the Fantastic Four is and always will be Mr. Fantastic. Okay. I think there was some uproar or people feeling a way about that particular of the many revelations about this movie that's coming out. Dude, from everything from somehow Ben and Reed have like some weird gay past. I'm like, it is possible. And let me get some. It is possible for two men to be really good friends and don't want to boink each other. I understand that maybe in the person who's pushing for this stuff's world, that's not true. But for 99% of the other people on planet Earth, that is true. I have many male friends. I do not want to have sex with any of them. Some I have known since I was a small child. I've known since I was 18, 15 years, 20 years, 30. No intention of seeing them naked in any capacity.
Hollywood says otherwise.
None. Zero. Nada. That doesn't lessen my love for my friend. It's like, bro, this movie is. I don't even know what to expect from this movie, to be honest. But because there was such an uproar to that particular aspect, then you get this. All right. Pedro Pascal leads the Avengers in Doomsday, says Fantastic Four director. Pedro Pascal is apparently assembling as the new leader of the Avengers in the MCU, confirmed by Fantastic Four director Matt Shackman. The Thunderbolts movie was confirmed. A team of new Avengers is not to forget the post-scene ties in Doomsday. Somehow Kevin Feige has teased might not be exactly what it seems. Reed Richards is the next Avengers leader while promoting the release of the movie. He told Variety he goes from being a nerdy scientist who's locked away in the lab to a husband and a father who will do anything to protect his family to a guy who's leading the Avengers. I realized that version we are building had to have all of those elements. What exactly means to be seen, whether Reed is the leader of the Avengers or if Vanessa Kirby becomes a leader, which will... If you want to make money, do not do that. Don't do that. Don't. People are over girl bosses. Apparently, Ballerina was good and Furiosa was good, but they both gave off girl boss energy in the trailers, and no one went to go see them shits because people are over the girl boss.
When will they learn?
Bro, like I said, they need to make money. So, as I said, is actually the leader of the Fantastic Four film, which is stupid. That's not how the Fantastic Four works, and most Fantastic Four fans just want you to make a damn Fantastic Four movie. It's bad enough that we only got 3 out of the 4 who are white. Ben is Jewish, but y'all made him, I forgot what the dude is. I was like, okay, all right, so you couldn't do that particular thing, fine. You made Johnny Storm is not a womanizer, even though that's the main part of his character, because their powers are based off of their personality to a degree. Johnny's a hothead, so he gets fire powers. Ben Grimm is the base, like the person that you can depend on, so he's the rock of the family. It's like Sue Storm is like, I forgot why they gave her invisibility powers, and the stretchy part is because Reed Richards' mind is very elastic and can stretch in many ways. So their powers are based off of their personalities. I said I can't remember why the whole thing with Sue Storm was. Could be that it was a 19 whatever thing, and she felt invisible or something. I don't know. Okay, so we'll find out. So yeah, so I think that probably has a lot to do with a lot of people are like, bro, it's bad enough. Like, dude, they can't shoot the movie again, because I think they did some reshoots. So I wonder if the reshoots they made Pedro a little bit more masculine.
Oh,
because they offered this part to many people, and when they read the script, they were like, no thanks. Pedro Pascal seems to be, I'll do it. But I digress. The last one is about Jack Sparrow, but I'll be more interested in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie when there's actually some kind of information. It's not just rumors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nothing yet.
No, but just speculation. There's like, I guess it has dawned on Disney that people went to go see the Pirates movies because of Jack Sparrow.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah, so trying to make a movie that without the one person that people went to go see. Yeah, Adam Carolla was talking with Dr. Drew on their podcast, and he was talking about the Man Show and how they had 4 seasons where they were basically writing and starring in everything, and then the 5th season they had left, and that season went into the toilet. even though it had Joe Rogan and some other dude on it. And basically, what the came down to was they were the heart and soul of that show. And when the heart and soul leaves, there goes the show. You know, like I don't know how you do. People really like Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. I don't know how you do another one without him, but they got to at least try. So, I don't know. All right, I am going to take yet another nap or get ready for whatever. Because, so what you about to get into?
Probably get ready to sleep. Probably not soon, but maybe in the next hour or so.
You party animal. All right, so on behalf of myself and the Noob Avenger here, we are the UN Podcast, and please like, share, subscribe, and all of that fun stuff. And I will look for other interesting stuff to talk about next week. And hopefully our other compatriot will show up. So, later.
See ya.